But then I stopped and I realized, well, look, I can see the mistakes I'm making.
The gun wasn't supposed to be loaded. That's what everyone on set believed. The prop master had checked it, the assistant director had cleared it, and yet, when the trigger was pulled that afternoon, a real bullet traveled across that studio in Wilmington, North Carolina, and struck a 28-year-old actor in the abdomen. He died the next morning, hours before he was supposed to wrap the film of his life. And here's the part that still haunts people decades later. The footage from that day still exists. The cameras caught everything. Stay with us until number 1, because the story behind that moment is far more devastating than anything you've ever heard reported. Most people know John Ritter as one of the warmest, most naturally funny men who ever worked in Hollywood. He made it look effortless, that rare comedian who could fill a room with joy just by walking into it. In 2003, Ritter was riding one of the highest waves of his career. He was starring in the hit ABC sitcom 8 Simple Rules and had just completed work on the dark comedy Bad Santa, which was generating serious Oscar buzz. Life was good. The future looked bright. On September 11, 2003, Ritter collapsed on the set of 8 Simple Rules, complaining of nausea and chest pain. He was rushed to Providence St. Joseph Medical Center, directly across the street from the studio. Doctors discovered an aortic dissection, a catastrophic tear in the main artery leading from his heart. Despite emergency surgery, John Ritter died that evening. He was 54 years old. His 8 Simple Rules cast and crew were devastated. They chose to honor him, addressing his death directly within the show's storyline in an episode that remains one of the most emotionally raw moments in sitcom history. Vic Morrow was a tough, seasoned Hollywood veteran, a character actor with a face that told stories before he even opened his mouth. By 1982, he had over 3 decades of experience and was set to make his big comeback in the star-studded anthology film Twilight Zone, the movie, directed in part by the legendary John Landis. On July 23, 1982, at 2:20 in the morning, a pyrotechnic explosion was triggered near a low-flying helicopter during filming of a dramatic chase sequence in Indian Dunes, California. Vic Morrow and 2 child actors, Micah Din Lee, age 7, and Renee Shin Yi Chen, age 6, were killed instantly. If you weren't alive in the early 1980s, you may not know the name Jon-Erik Hexum, but you would have. Everyone agreed on that. He was 26 years old, devastatingly handsome, and blazing a trail through Hollywood that seemed destined for superstardom. He was the lead of the CBS action series Cover Up, co-starring Jennifer O'Neill, and the network had huge plans for him. On October 12, 1984, during a break in filming in Los Angeles, production had stalled due to script delays. Hexum, known for his playful, irreverent humor, picked up a prop gun loaded with blank cartridges. He pressed it to his temple. He pulled the trigger as a joke. Jon-Erik Hexum collapsed on set and never regained consciousness. He was declared brain dead 6 days later. Cover Up was recast and completed, but nothing was ever the same. Natalie Wood was Hollywood royalty. She had spent her entire life in the light. By 1981, she was starring in the science fiction thriller Brainstorm alongside Christopher Walken. a film that promised to reinvigorate her already legendary career. She never finished it. On the night of November 28, 1981, Wood was aboard a yacht anchored off Santa Catalina Island with her husband, actor Robert Wagner. In the early morning hours of November 29th, she was found floating in the ocean, approximately a mile from the boat. Natalie Wood was 43 years old. The official cause of death was listed as accidental drowning, but questions lingered. The case was reopened in 2011 after the boat's captain came forward with new information. In 2012, her cause of death was officially changed to include undetermined factors. Robert Wagner was named a person of interest in 2018, though no charges have ever been filed. Oliver Reed was the kind of actor they don't make anymore. Massive in presence, volcanic in intensity, and absolutely fearless on screen. When Ridley Scott cast him as the gladiatorial trainer Proximo in Gladiator, it felt like destiny. At 61, Reed was older, but the fire was still there. Everyone on set could feel it. On May 2nd, 1999, during a break from filming in Malta, Reed spent the afternoon at a local bar. By most accounts, he was in tremendous spirits, arm wrestling Royal Navy sailors, buying rounds, telling stories that had the whole room roaring. Then, he collapsed. Oliver Reed died of a heart attack at that bar in Valletta, Malta, before principal photography on Gladiator was complete.